Okay, so I'm going to read 10 minutes every single day out loud, and I'm going to read it with you guys, and this is going to be my accountability, and this channel is going to be dedicated for me to do this on a daily basis, and also going to be sharing other stuff as it comes up. But I'm going to be reading Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins, and this is chapter 1, The Commodity of Kings. And it starts off with a quote: "The great end of life is not knowledge, but action." Thomas Henry Huxley. I had heard about him for many months. They said he was wealthy, young, healthy, happy, and successful. I had to see it for myself. I watched him closely as he left the television studio, and I followed him over the next few weeks, observing as he counseled everyone from the president of the country to a phobic. I saw his debate I saw him debate dietitians, train executives, and work with athletes and learning disabled kids. He seemed incredibly happy and deeply in love with his wife as they traveled together across the country and around the world. And when they were through, it was time to jet back to San Diego to spend a few days at home with their family in the castle overlooking the Pacific Ocean. How was it that this 25-year-old kid with only a high school education could have accomplished so much in such a short period of time? After all, this was a guy who only 3 years ago had been living in a 400 square foot bachelor apartment and washing dishes in his bathtub. How did he go from an extremely unhappy person, 30 pounds overweight, with floundering relationships and limited prospects, to a centered, healthy, respected individual with great relationships and the opportunity for unlimited success? It all seemed so incredible, and yet the thing that amazed me most was that I realized that he is me. His story is my own. I'm certainly not saying that my life is what success is all about. Obviously, we all have different dreams and ideas of what we want to create for our lives. In addition, I'm very clear that who you know, where you go, and what you own are not the true measure of personal success. To me, success is the ongoing process of striving to become more. It is the opportunity to continually grow emotionally, socially, spiritually, physiologically, intellectually, and financially, while contributing into some positive way to others. The road to success is always under construction. It is a progressive course, not an end to be reached. The point of my story is simple. By applying the principles you will learn in this book, I was able to change not only the way I felt about myself, but also the results I was producing in my life. And I was able to do so in a major and measurable way. The purpose of this book is to share with you what made the difference in changing my life for the better. It is my sincere hope that you will find the technology, strategies, skills, and philosophies taught within these pages to be as empowering for you as they have been for me. The power to magically transform our lives into the greatest dreams lies waiting within us all. It is time to unleash it. When I look at the place at which I was able to turn my dreams into present day life, I can't help feeling an almost unbelievable sense of gratitude and awe. And yet, I'm certainly far away from unique. The fact is, we live in an age where many people are able to achieve wondrous things almost overnight, to achieve successes that would only be unimaginable earlier times. Look at Steve Jobs. He was a kid in blue jeans with no money who took an idea from home computer to build a Fortune 500 company faster than anyone in history. Look at Ted Turner. He took a medium and barely existing cable television and created an empire. Look at people in the entertainment industry like Steven Spielberg or Bruce Springsteen, or businessmen like Lee Iacocca or Ross Perot. What do they have in common others than astounding, prodigious success? The answer, of course, is power. Power is a very emotional word. People's responses to it are varied. And for some, power has a negative connotation. Some people lust after power. Others feel tainted by it. And if it were something venial or suspect, how much power do you want? How much power do you think is right for you to obtain or develop? What does power really mean to you? I don't think of power in terms of conquering people. I don't think think of it as something to be imposed. I'm not advocating that you shouldn't either. That kind of power seldom lasts. But you should realize that power is a constant in the world. But you should realize that power is a constant in the world. You shape your perceptions, or someone shapes them for you. You do what you want to do, or you respond to someone else's plan for you. To me, ultimate power is the ability to produce the results you desire most and create value for others in the process. Power is the ability to change your life, to shape your perceptions, to make things work for you and not against you. Real power is shared, not imposed. It is the ability to define human needs and to fulfill them, both your needs and the needs of other people you care about. It is the ability to direct your own personal kingdom, your own personal process, your own behavior, so you produce the precise results you desire. Throughout history, the power to control our lives has taken many different and contradictory forms. In the earliest times, power was simply the result of physiology. He who was the strongest and fastest had the power to direct his own life, as well as the lives of those around him. As civilizations developed, power resulted from heritage. The king, surrounding himself with the symbol of his realm, ruled with unmistakable authority. Others could derive power by their association with him. Then, in early days of an industrial age, capital was power. Those who had access to it dominated the industrial process. All those things still play a role. It's better to have capital to not to have it. It's better to have physical strength than not to. However, one of the largest sources of power is derived from specialized knowledge. Most of us have heard this by now. We are living in the informational age. We are no longer primarily an industrial culture, but a communication one. We live in a time when new ideas and movements and concepts change the world almost daily. Whether they are as profound as quantum physics or as mundane as the best marketed hamburger. Is there anything that characterizes the modern world? It's the massive, almost unimaginable flow of information, and therefore change. From books and movies and boomboxes and computer chips, this new information comes at us in a blizzard of data to be seen and felt and heard. In this society, those with the information and the means to communicate it have what the kings used to have, unlimited power. As John Kenneth Galbraith has written, money is what fueled the industrial society, but in the information society, the fuel, the power is knowledge. One has now come to see a new class structure divided by those who have information and those who must function out of ignorance. This new class has its power not from money, not from land, but from knowledge. The exciting thing is to note is that the key to power today is available to us all. If you weren't the king in medieval times, you might have had a great deal of difficulty becoming one. If you didn't have the capital at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the odds of you amassing it seemed very slim indeed. But today, any kid in the blue jeans can create a corporation that can change the world. In the modern world, information is a commodity of kings. Those with access to certain forms of specialized knowledge can transform themselves and many ways our entire world. We're left with an obvious question. Surely, in the United States, the kind of specialized knowledge needed to transform the quality of lives is available to everyone. It is in every bookstore, in every video store, every library. You can get it from speeches and seminars and courses, and we all want to succeed. The bestsellers list full of prescriptions for personal excellence. The 1-Minute Manager, In Search of Excellence, Megatrends, What They Don't Teach You in Harvard Business School, Bridge Across Forever. The list goes on and on. The information is here. So why do some people generate fabulous results while others scrape by? Why are we all empowered, happy, healthy, wealthy, and successful? The truth is that even in the information age, information is not enough. If all we needed were ideas and positive thinking, then we all would have had ponies and when we were kids, and we would have been living our dream life by now. Action is what unites every great success. Action is what produces results. Knowledge is only potential power until it comes into the hands of someone who knows how to get himself to take effective action. In fact, the literal definition of the word power is the ability to act. What we do in life is determined by how we communicate to ourselves. In the modern world, the quality of life is the quality of communication. What we picture and say to ourselves, how we move and use our muscles and our bodies and our facial expressions will determine how much of what we know we will use. Often we get caught up in the mental trap of seeing enormously successful people and thinking that they are where they are because they have some special gift. Yet a closer look shows that the greatest gift that extraordinary successful people have over the average person is their ability to get themselves to take action. It's a gift that any of us can develop within ourselves. After all, other people have the same knowledge Steve Jobs did. People other than Ted Turner could have figured out that cable had enormous economic potential. But Turner and Jobs were able to take action. And by doing so, they changed the way many of us experience the world. We all produce two forms of communication from which the experience of our lives is fashioned. First, we conduct internal communications, those things we picture, say, and feel within ourselves. Second, we experience external communications, words, tonalities, and facial expressions, body postures, and physical actions to communicate with the world. Every communication we make is an action, a cause set in motion, and all communication has some kind of effect on ourselves and others. So, I've read for about 11 minutes. Powerful stuff so far. So, Les Brown told me almost 15 years ago that if I wanted to improve my speaking skills, I needed to read out loud. And I almost needed to exaggerate my voice and my energy a little bit so I could refine this instrument, which is my speaking voice. So if you want to learn how to speak and also improve your language, reading out loud is going to be a game changer for you. So I challenge you to do the same thing, right? Read out loud for 10 minutes every single day and see how that improves your speaking and your vocabulary. And follow me or like this video and share that you think anybody else would get value from this journey. I'll see you soon.